I must admit, I was quite nervous about the budgeting part of university, but I found it quite easy as I had saved some money before first starting university, and I learnt how to make my student loan stretch further. I was able to afford books, stationery, resources. However, if a book I wanted was too expensive, my university's library would have multiple copies of it. In my first year, I lived on campus in student accommodation, which was convenient as it was very close to university, and it took me only 5 minutes to walk to my lecture. Now, I live in a student house with three other students I know, and I found that it's a lot cheaper in rent. I basically calculated what my basic budget will be, and I listed all the money I've got coming into my bank account, tracking how much I spend and seeing how they all balance out. This consisted of my maintenance loan from Student Finance England, salary from my part time job, and my savings. My essential student expenses consisted of rent, groceries, bills, for example, my TV license, my phone, and also my rent included water and electricity. My course materials, so for example, textbooks, specialist equipment. So when I had all my expenses, I needed to break the numbers down into a weekly budget. I worked out my total income for the term at university, minus my essential expenses for the same period of time, and divided the number I was left with the number of weeks in the term, and then I had my weekly budget number all sorted. I then had a set budget for each week on my groceries for the week. If I didn't spend as much on that food shop for the week, I would put it in my in case of an emergency savings for anything I needed in the future. Also, I had to budget my money on running a car as well. I attended workshops that weren't on campus, so sometimes I would travel home a few weekends as well to see my family, and I used my car to do the food shop each week. There are also student budgeting apps and budgeting calendars you can use to help you. Personally, I have used budgeting calendars to help with knowing what day of each month money would come out of my account, so I would, for example, know when my phone bill will come out of my account as well. Personally, if I went over my budget, I would set myself some goals. Setting goals can reduce what you're spending and essentially boost your income. So, for example, whatever I was spending too much on, I would reduce it if I could. For example, I would look at what I'm spending my money on and if I could live without it until I have enough money to spare for it again. Again, is it essential? Is it what I need to basically survive at university? So during the week, I do have lectures, seminars, and workshops, and then on the weekend, I do have a part time job. So I would work during the day and then I'd spend my time on academic studies in the evening. Also, to earn a bit more money on the side as well to help me with my finances, I work for the university as a student associate and as a student ambassador. With this work, it revolves around my studies. So, for example, I will work on projects that will revolve around my student timetable. If I, for example, have a day in the week I'm free, I'm able to work on that project. I was able to use that money that I earned on other things than the essentials. So, yes, students in higher education can apply for bursaries, scholarships, and awards with their university. So, for example, my university does offer sport scholarships to help students who play a sport. It can help with buying equipment that they might not be able to afford themselves. My university also have people on campus that can offer advice on budgeting as well. For example, some people like myself, it is their first time living at university and away from home in my first year. For more information on support with finances, universities will have a student support service available.